Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and today in my inbox I got some cool photos of the 2023 Chevy Silverado heavy duties. Yes, they're getting redone like the 1500 did last week, the half ton. I'll link to that video above. And in this video I'm going to go show you the photos I have, the ones I purchased. This is how the game works. I'll put them on the screen. We'll talk about what's kind of new, what we can see behind the camouflage. And then I have some pictures of the half ton. We can kind of compare back and forth what we anticipate for changes to be. So let's go ahead and get to these photos right now. Okay, let's go ahead and get to these photos, like I said. So we have the Spy Factory sent these. This is the new 2023, what they're calling it. They spotted this thing driving around. It's got a new face on it. Looks like a new rear end that's camouflaged. If you recall from when this launched a couple years ago, the biggest criticisms were the polarizing front end and the interior. And it looks like they're going to address both of these. So what the Spy Factory says is the controversial face more conventional for 2023. What they're saying is the placeholder lights consist of primary lighting units running horizontally at the top corners of the front fascia, with a large LED strip running below, running on a downward diagonal. You can kind of see that with the photo. If you recall, with the 1500, those headlights were moved up higher, which we theorized was do better with the IIHS's safety testing, where the Silverado rated poorly for headlights. If the general placement of the early lighting elements translate to production units, it appears that Chevy Heavy Duty's large vertically stacked headlight clusters are going away, just as the 2019 Silverado 1500's funky sideburn air curtain design was toned down on the facelift. It appears a polarizing two-tiered lighting design that defined the 2020 Silverado Heavy Duty is getting more conventional treatment. There's also some discussion about the grille. So the updated new grille is nicely revealed behind the camouflage, so you can kind of see the bars look in there. A series of clean horizontal bars make the new grille in this HD prototype. The front camo can't contain a new chiseled styling applied to the front bumper. Yeah, so looks like it's much more chiseled. But again, I'll show you some other photos. Now this has camouflaged interior, they said as well. When they got up close, they said the interior was all camouflage. This makes sense because they've done the 1500 as far as camouflage. But it's all about this front end. It's what they're looking at. And then the rear, again, maybe some taillight changes like they did with the 1500, but nothing. I'm not seeing anything too dramatic as we come around the rear. This looks like a gas version. You can see by the smaller tailpipe, and looks like an 8-foot box there on the crew cab. Okay, so then I want to get to this image here. So this is the current 2020 Chevy Heavy Duty look, and you can see that. You can see the lighting, kind of what they said was the stacked kind of look to it, vertically stacked headlight clusters. And so you have Chevrolet spelled out there. So if we go back to this front photo, we can see some differences there. Those lights are obviously different when you go back and forth. So interesting that they're making that big of a change. And then there's a horizontal grille. It looks like there's a bow tie underneath this black emblem here, which would make this just a little touch down, which would make sense. So this would move up, the headlights move down and make the changes, which is what we saw in the 1500. So you saw how the headlights kind of moved down a little bit, and this moved up, and so you can see a little bit more room. And so you can see that toned down look there on the 1500, and there is the current 3/4 ton, and there's the new 3/4 ton. So they may be doing the same thing, moving some lights around, moving the grille up a little bit, moving the bow tie up a little bit there. And then as far as I'm going to show you this interior. I'm going to make sure I get the right photo here. This is the current 2022 Chevy Silverado heavy duty interior, and this got a lot of controversy. It works. It's very utilitarian, and it works. If a work truck like this, people just want it to work. And a lot of people like about Chevy products is once you drive Chevy, you know where all the knob and button placements are. And then that's what people like about not switching brands. One of the things about being loyal to your brand. And then this is a high country version of the 1500, so you can see the dramatic differences of interior to cabin. And so I think that's what's going to be interesting to see from a consumer standpoint, is if they go completely the 1500 route, the half-ton route, how much different the interior is going to be, and whether it's going to excite people or make them upset because all the knobs and buttons, placements like that are moving. We can see the console shifter, which I would guess a console shifter for the higher trim levels. Lower trim levels will stay. The column shifter would be my guess. We have the full digital display, which is right here behind the dash for higher trim levels. I would anticipate this is going to be carried into heavy duty for sure. I think a digital dash, again, high country, maybe like in LTZ, you know, maybe maybe the LT is got the mechanical gauges, would be my guess. And then this is going to look at that interior screen. So we can see, you know, they still got to keep the piano keys, which is very GM-esque piano keys, and you have the volume knob. But I would anticipate this whole interior here to go away, and then this to become the new interior. And even that double glove box looks like it's gone away as well, unless there's a separate way to open that. So that's what I would anticipate there. So this is what we currently have. So going back to spy photos, we can see, again, like I said, those changes, the headlights, moving that grill up a little bit, and that could be just to get better illumination and do a better job with safety. One of the things, if you look at NHTSA, one of the criticisms of this truck has been that the lights just aren't bright enough. They just don't do a good enough job, and that could be the placement of them. We do see what's interesting. We still see the antenna mast, which is something that GM has kept around. Certain new trucks aren't having that mast. That's the best way to get AM and FM in rural areas, but a lot of people are streaming stuff off their phones these days. They're playing music off their phones, so it's not as neat as it once was. And looks like we have the bumper step. That's still something they've done for a while. No change there, but yep, there you go. There are the photos I have of the 2023 Chevy Silverado heavy duty. And I, for one, hope the interior changes. There you go. There are the spy photos that we have of the 2023 Chevy Silverado Heavy Duty. Now, the half-ton is going to be a 2022 model. That's going to come out in the first quarter next year. On Chevrolet's media site, they already have listed the 2022 Chevy Silverado Heavy Duty model. So this will not be a 22. It'll be a 23 model. So I expect something to be announced sometime around the first of the year. And these will probably be out and deal a lot sometime July, August, is the way things have kind of gone. But COVID has screwed everything up, including when trucks come out. So that's kind of my game plan right now for this. Like I said in the video, I'm not seeing a whole lot as far as powertrain changes. Maybe some transmission changes. They're doing a lot of 10-speed throughout the lineup. Maybe that'll make its way in heavy duties. I don't know. We'll see more information as we get closer to launch. So check the set of video out over here. Website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.